Sean Hayes comes on. Good morning, sports fans. I'm going to see Sean a little bit later at the Roosters Dragons ANZAC Day clash. Rugby league is all happening in Sydney. Sean said, laugh out loud, the ice cream bites back. Absolutely. Tony Gallagher said, good morning. And so has Kat Horton. Good to have you all on and joining this. Sean says, Kelly and I are grateful for getting to know you both and the PDA community, because since getting to know everyone, we haven't felt alone since. So grateful for this and the progress ever since. So, you know, I guess looking at that, it's really showing you gratefulness around what's going on around you. And the more that you are saying these things, Tony, then it will just, you know, develop on top of each other. And there'll be more of that, what you said about the grateful idea rather than a negative idea in your brain, if you continue to go on that path around that.
Well, it comes down to seek and you shall find. I know that's a religious term, but let me interpret it for everybody. This is not a religious hour. I know we do it on a Sunday morning, but it's about if you want to look for, this could be some people's religion.
Well,
I get it.
No, absolutely. Don't disregard. This is Sunday morning mindset session. The Bible according to Tony and Luke.
There you go. That's a very comprehensive Bible. What I was saying was seek and you shall find. So if you want to look for things to complain about, if you want to look for negativity, you will find that everywhere, right? We actually have a part of our brain. It's the base of our brain, top of our spine, and it's the reticular activating system. And you will find it everywhere. What it does is it filters things out that it thinks you want. Conversely, if you want to look for good things, if you want to look for things to be grateful for, if you want to look for things to be appreciative of, if you want to look for happy things, positive things, you'll find those everywhere, right? And so it's about recognizing that what's your RAS, what's it turned on to? Is it turned on to finding negativity, disappointment, frustration, anger, or is it turned on to happiness, positivity, optimism, hope? It's up to you.
Yeah, it is. Ken says, I'm very grateful to have a wonderful family and a wonderful job, and so lucky to only work an average of 2 days a week. So Sean says it's Luke and Tony religion. Yes, it's the religion of life. How about that, Tony?
I love it. I love it. I look forward to that post, Luke.
The religion of life.
Hey, I noticed you haven't got your pen in your hand. Come on.
I know. A little bit slack today. Well, probably little sleep, got up for the dawn service, actually got up for the run, then the dawn service. Yeah. Hot time today, Tony, 29 minutes, just over 29 minutes for the 7K. So
Wow.
Hopefully you're warming up for next Sunday, because we'll be going quickly, mate. We'll be going quick, that's for sure. So,
well, if you're giving me some roller skates or a bike, then I'm sure we will. What's your fastest time, as a matter of interest, for the 7K?
It's around about 28 and a half or something, 29.
Well, that's awesome. So you're sub 30. That's terrific, because I hear that you do sort of those low 30s normally, sort of on an average. So, mate, to get in under 30, well done. Good on you. Good things to come for today. Must have been the Parramatta win the other night, mate. Hey?
Oh, mate, we're on fire like a Mack truck tyre. And it'll be interesting to see how the Roosters and Dragons go today, being at that game. But back to the cricket, or the mindset session, as we do say. My second topic I want to talk about is we are all different, and it's going to mean different things to different people. So just like, you know, the traditions or rituals or habits that you create, they're all different. And I guess we talked about it earlier about we have different perceptions of ANZAC Day, of different things that go on in our life, because we are all different internally, and we've gone through different experiences and different influences. And I know when it comes to building a property portfolio, people look at what I've created and they are either, you know, comparing themselves to me, or are jealous of other people that have created so much more than they have as yet. So, you know, I just want to reflect on that a little bit, Tony, because I think it's super important about perceptions. It's a big one.
Well, you can change the meaning to everything. And the most common example that we have, Luke, is the glass that has 50% of water. It can either be viewed as being half full or half empty, half full being optimistic, half empty being pessimistic. Same glass, same amount of water, but two people can look at that glass and see a very, very different thing. And it happens all the time. And you're right, it comes down to your childhood, your beliefs, your values, your experiences, what parents have said, what teachers have said, etc. there's information that we're receiving constantly receiving information, and it's the meaning that we apply to that information. So we can make things, some people can make things mean positive, and other people can make things mean negative. And then based on that then meaning then goes to your frame of mind. So if something is going to bring you down, is going to make you feel negative or frustrated, from a frame of mind point of view, you're in a tough spot. Then from a physicality point of view, the other Tony talks about physiology, but from a physicality point of view, then your shoulders are going to be slumped, your head's going to be down, and you're not going to be feeling in a great space. Conversely, if you make something mean positive, optimism, hope, etc., then from a frame of mind point of view, you're up, you're about. Then physiology, from a physical aspect, then your head's up, your shoulders are back, you're walking with a real strut, you're walking tall, you're speaking confidently, etc. So you can change the meaning, literally change the meaning of everything.
Absolutely, Tony. It's an important part. The third topic that I want to talk about is, can you understand what people really go through? Like, we go through all different experiences in our lives. And I know that at times when people are often angry at us, and as I speak, there's like a Air Force plane flying over, but we can't really understand. Like, I saw a guy actually speak this morning, and he had PTSD after coming back and serving, and we just don't know. We just don't know what people are experiencing, or the frustrations that they have, or the things that are going on in their life. It is tough to deal with because, often we are quite challenged by people that are angry or confrontational, and they may have gone to war. They may have had the war within themselves. And this is, for us individually that are out there, or people that have actually served and then come back with all the inner demons.
Yeah, today, for example, there'll be people who look at today as being a day filled with pride, and there'll be others that look at today quite angrily based on their experiences. So we don't know. And that's also, I teach people a behavioural theory called the line of choice. I didn't make it up, but I teach people that. And that's where, there's an above the line and below the line. Below the line is victim, above the line is victor. And when we go below the line, we judge people. We judge people, whereas above the line is about accepting. And so using the example that you just said is that, someone who perhaps comes at us in a different way, we would tend to default and to judge them, as opposed to taking the time to go, well, hang on a second. I wonder why they're like that. I wonder what's going on for them. And I think we've got a plane coming over too, mate, so it's exciting. I wonder why they're like that. Right? We tend not to do that. We tend to go, well, hang on a second, they're a bit cranky. We tend to judge them, and assume a whole range of things, and that's what we shouldn't do. We shouldn't assume at all. And as I said,
the big one for me is, I know a couple of people might resonate with this one. I've heard it from them before that are on here. But people go, I don't understand why someone would do that. I don't understand.
Yep.
The fact is, we are all so different. We've all gone through so many things. We've all had outside influences. And because we are so different, the understanding comes out of us being all different.
Well, it's also about those people who are looking through their lens. And their lens, everybody has different experiences, right? And so their lens has different experiences, different failures, different positive times, different comments from parents, different comments from teachers, so on and so forth. That's created their lens, right? Now, if you don't understand, well, one of the things is then, how about you seek to understand? If that's important to you, if it's important for you to understand, then why don't you seek to understand? One of the things that people don't do is they'll sit below the line, they'll blame someone, right? I remember doing this in plenty of, conversations, and I actually said it again last week. Bosses do this all the time. So a boss will say to their employee, well, I told you to do that. But the employee's like, well, either I didn't fully understand, I didn't have all clear instructions, I don't have the skills to do that, blah, blah, blah. But the boss will say, I told you to do that. And when it's not done, the boss will get shitty. And my message as I go around and speak to various employers is, have you clarified that they actually understand what it is that you're trying to say. And the same happens in relationships. How many times has it happened in a relationship when you go, oh, I just wish you would understand me, right? And I've said this plenty of times, right, over the years. Now I'm a lot better at it because it's like, well, if my wife in this instance is not understanding me, then what can I do differently? How can I communicate differently? What can I say differently? What else can I give her to help me, help her understand me? And again, it comes back to accepting responsibility, because we don't know where people are at.
Well, that's the difference between a good leader and a great leader, right, Tony? And the actual fact, I even find myself catching myself sometimes where you get that either body language or tone that comes through if it's a phone call, where you get the feeling that people aren't understanding. So you're, as a leader, you're not just giving instructions, you're waiting for that feedback, whether it be verbal, whether it be through, maybe a tone, or body language, that are just like, the person actually doesn't get what we're saying. We're actually thinking about it. They're not in my brain. So we've got to convey that as clearly as possible to get a message out there so that they actually do understand what's going on.
And quite often it's a simple clarification question. Like, let's not overcomplicate this. It could be as simple as, do you understand what it is that I just said? Can you paraphrase back for me how I described that? So rather than just assuming that, because I'm speaking, because I get it, well, everyone else must get it. Well, that's BS, right? And so it's about having some empathy, having some emotional intelligence, EQ, around the person that you're dealing with. And if they don't understand, look for those sensory cues. But also, if you're not seeing the sensory cues, just drop a question in there. Just double check that, clarify with them that they're on the right track.
Well, this is where even with leaders, right? You talked about the victim or victim mentality as well. Leaders, if they're criticizing their staff, but where the buck stops, Tony? Leader.
Yes. Although what I will say in that is that we are all leaders. Leadership is a behaviour, not a job title. So we all shouldn't sit there and go, oh, well, my boss didn't do this, or my boss didn't clarify with me. That's below the line, right? Get above the line and take responsibility for things, right?
So the reverse is the leader saying, well, I told them what to do, and they didn't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. 100%.
And I get that, what you're saying. It's so good. And Michael Richards has come on. Good to have you on, Michael. Tony Gallagher says, spot on, Tony. We all are different references, and this gives us a different map. Really important. He also says, I often ask myself, what did I say to lead someone to that outcome, which is my mind. Which is in my mind. And I was thinking we would achieve a different outcome. So important things for us to reflect on. He also says, Tony, yes, in the heat of the moment, a person to repeat what they had instructed to the person to get the job done. So yeah, in the heat of the moment, things might just get lost in translation as well. So we've got to really reflect on that if we are leading a task or a project, that people are very clear, and the accountability side. I know we've gone off on different tangents.
No, that's all good stuff. And Tony, one of the things I just want to add to what Tony said, I actually want to congratulate him on what he said, is around the reflections. So, I talk here so often around those two universal questions: what went well, what can I do different? And I say to people, do it of an evening to build up your, your conscious awareness, but do it after a meeting. Like, don't wait till the evening. Do it after a meeting. If you've come out of a meeting, and regardless of the outcome of that meeting, just sit there and have a think about yourself. What were the things that were good in that meeting, and what were the things that I would have done differently, right? And so you constantly just want to draw on those two questions. I would do the same, back when I had employees a long time ago now, but I would do the same with my staff. We'd be in, we'd go and have a particular meeting, we'd then come back to the coffee shop or back into the car, and I'd say what went well, and we'd go through the great things, and then what, could you do differently next time? And so those questions are just so universal, and they just help us become, better individuals, better humans.
Some good reflections today, and I think it's an important one for us to realize. We probably mentioned the word reflect or reflection quite a number of times through this Mindset is reflecting on, what like you've said, Tony, what went well and what can I do differently is a big one. And that's the whole process of reflection. So if you can take anything away from today's video talking about ANZAC Day is reflect on all those sacrifices that are being made through people that have served in the past, all the great country that we do have here because of the results of what people did as Australians or as New Zealanders or as global citizens fighting wars from both sides, and how we are as a world, as a global population, and what we have today is phenomenal. So, I guess the big idea today, reflect, have some fun, enjoy yourself. And like I heard this morning from the MC of the event that I watched, is the big thing about take some time out and reflect about what ANZAC Day may mean to you, how you think and how you feel around this, and appreciating what people have done who have gone before you, to either be that person that served or be the support for those people that did serve. That husband or wife, those kids from someone who served that's come back home. So some important things to just really think about, Tony.
Yeah, there is. The big thing for me is time, Luke. We focus a lot as a society on the time to go and do some physical exercise, go and have a run, go to the gym, have a walk, whatever it might be. We don't spend enough time focusing on the mental exercise. And so that's one of the key messages. We're at episode number 98, I think it is today, which is exciting. But one of the key messages is take some time, make the time to focus on your mental health, your mental awareness, your conscious awareness. Take the time. It might be a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there, but take the time, and you'll be surprised the wonderful, wonderful things that come up for you.
Daily. It's a daily work. It's a daily religion, isn't it?
It sure is. 100% it is. Now, Luke, I know we're coming to a close, but we're going to be in town together next week. I'm coming to Sydney next week, so I'll be there. I've got my event on Saturday in Rouse Hill. If people are interested, reach out to me.
What am I going to be talking about again, Tony?
Whatever you want.
You're going to give
whatever you want to. So whatever you want to talk about.
Is it going to be a topic without notice, or what's going to happen? Or I'm creating whatever topic I want?
You'll have plenty of opportunity to have your say, mate. So there'll be enormous opportunities for you. So that's on Saturday. So if you want to hear Luke's surprise chat, that's on Saturday over at Rouse Hill. I'm looking forward to that. On Sunday, we're doing this together live, episode number 99. And we couldn't quite get it all lined up that we're together on the 100th, but nonetheless, we're going to celebrate.
You didn't really organise that really well, did you?
Dreadful, quite simply dreadful. So anyway, it is what it is. So we're going to celebrate early. The 99th, we're going to be over at Bondi on Sunday morning. So come and say good day on Saturday at Rouse Hill, Sunday at Bondi. We'd love to say good day.
You know what? Wouldn't mind a bit of a live audience. Head down to Bondi Beach or the park just adjacent, and talk about mindset, and maybe we can preach to the choir, religion style.
There we go. So love to have a cup of coffee with all the people who are Sydney bound. I don't get to Sydney that often. For those who've been here the whole time, I mentioned earlier, it's been about 18 months or just under since I've been to Sydney. So I'm looking forward to it. So come along, say good day. We look forward to seeing you next week.
A couple of comments that have come through just late. Tony Gallagher says, those two questions you said are so important. Absolutely. Sean says, teach the crowd the property dance, Luke. It's not the property dance, just my dance and my little jig that I just do at different times. And Tony Gallagher says, I shall come in once the caravan hire is on the way. Please provide a link again to the event. So Tony will put that up in the show notes, as he likes to say. Head down to Wollongong for an ice cream, says Ken Murray. So
not this time, mate. Unfortunately, won't have time. So in and out. I get in late Friday night, and we're out on Sunday mid-afternoon. So it's a quick trip in. So, but we'll be on Bondi on Sunday morning and Rouse Hill on Saturday.
Yeah.
Next time, Ken. Next time.
Yeah, damn. Bondi Beach. We're having an amazing week, Luke and Tony. All right, it's time to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much, everyone. Reflect on ANZAC Day. It's a big day for our country, for Australia and New Zealand. And it's great for us to really have a chat about it and reflect on it for us, for everyone else. Tony, over and out.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.